Now, going into the second half of our show, we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about some formulas. We're going to talk about a company, and the name of the company is Sankey, Sanki, Sanki. My name is Dr. Franco Taylor. You're here with me on the Right Stuff Helps radio broadcast, and we're going to be talking about a company called Sankey, Sanki. And if I could ask a question, the question would be, why Sankey? Why now? Why Sankey? Why now? Well, I'll tell you why now. Longevity is the key. 42 years ago, I realized my father had just passed. I'm sorry, 42 years ago, my father had passed a few years before that. And when he passed, he was 52 and I was 22. And I was eating the same barbecue. I was smoking the same cigarettes. I was drinking the same scotch that he was. And it came to me, if I continue to do this, I won't make it to 32. Wow. So a few years later, at age 30, 29, I decided to make a decided change. And I became a strict vegetarian, and I began to study the natural ways of being well. I had just dropped out of school a few years ago, before that, because I was going to school to become a pediatrician. And when they couldn't keep my father alive, I really didn't like the idea of this brotherhood called the Medical Society. I didn't like the Medical Association. They couldn't keep my daddy alive. And I loved my father. So I got mad and I dropped out. But I dropped out of that and I dropped into the natural way of being well. And that's what we've done for 42 years. So what we want to talk about is for 40 of those years, 38 years ago, I began to design formulas, okay? And plant-based formulas. I go through the woods on my knees and crawling. And my mentor, Dr. Mayman Wilson, up in Eastern Tennessee, literally he and I would go on our knees and we'd find all kinds of things, mandrake and colt's foot and all kinds of herbs out in the woods and by the fence and so forth. And we put them together. We try them on ourselves first, okay? And we began to put formulas together. And to this day, he is still doing it. I am still doing it. We can put formulas together. We can tell you how to do it. And we'll be teaching these kinds of classes real soon. So again, stay in touch with us. We'll be teaching classes on herbalism, what I call health evangelism. Okay, taking the natural way of being well to the world. We call it the Bible way. We'll take that to the world, and that'll be upcoming soon. We'll be doing classes on health evangelism with a certificate that you become a health evangelist, like your elder brother Jesus Christ was. He did more healing and working with demoniac minds, schizophrenia, and even feeding people, raising people from the dead. He did more of that than he did preaching. And when he did that, they would ask him for a Bible study. Why would a man like you do something like that for someone like me? Well, I prayed for 40 years. Okay, I'll get back on topic. I prayed for 40 years that God would send a company with all of its millions and all of its research and development, and that they would develop formulas that would help the body heal itself. Because I had put together formulas, but I wasn't a multi-million-dollar corporation. Okay, I didn't have all that billion-dollar, trillion-dollar scientific technology. But God had blessed me to put together some pretty good stuff, right stuff, okay? But I prayed for a company that would walk away from the money and literally walk into the true healing of God's people. And 2 years ago, God blessed me to find this company. It's called Sankey, Sanki. And I found out that the san, had to do with respect for. It's a Japanese term. It has to do with respect for. And the key, or the chi, the ki, simply means, and it has to do with the intelligent force within you, that intelligent spirit, that intelligent thing down inside. So what we're talking about is respect for the intelligent inside of you. So the Japanese literally do that. They respect the spirit that's within you. If you take Sankey and turn it around backwards, guess what? It says Holy Spirit. And I'm just touching with you because it's something that I'll tell you when I'm done that'll really shake you up when you realize we talk about sanctification, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. But the bottom line is this company was founded by by an individual named Dr. Bahia Diaz. He's part Japanese, part French, a scientist, world-renowned scientist. And he looked and he saw that the Japanese people were living to be older than anybody else on the planet. Right now in Japan, there are over 70,000 centenarians. That's 70,000 people who are in excess of 70 years old. And what he saw was that these people they did a lot of things. They bowed instead of shaking hands. So it's hard to get the virus going if you're not touching, right? But the bottom line, they did something else. They ate fermented foods. And so what he did was, instead of using heat, he came up with a way of cold fermenting the foodstuffs. And he took some plant-based items like the cacao, the black bean. He took the rosemary and the olive leaf and the green tea. And inside of these were molecules, substances that literally would cause the rearrangement of the cells in our bodies. They actually helped our bodies to heal. They had the polyphenols. They had the vitamins that were necessary, the minerals that were necessary to cause the antioxidants to go to work and be developed more in our own bodies. Okay, these cold fermented formulas that they put together, and there was 3 of them. Okay, these formulas were designed to help the body heal itself. I'm talking about powerful, powerful stuff. But this gentleman had these formulas, but he was over in Japan. What are you going to do? France and Japan. And he met with a group of individuals who had company here in the States. Well, actually, they were in Mexico. Multi-million-dollar corporation, Mr. Alejandro Lopez and 2 brothers, the Mueller brothers. They had a powerful, powerful, huge million-dollar firm. They had dozens and dozens of products, and they were doing fairly well in Mexico and thinking about coming to the United States with it. When they heard about this Dr. Bahia Diaz, and Dr. Bahia Diaz heard about them, and when he went to Mexico, he went to visit with them. And Alejandro Tello, the leader, the head person for this firm, literally went to Japan. He followed, Dr. Bahia Diaz and came to him and said, "Hey, look, I like what I see. You've got formulas that it's unheard of what you're doing." And what Dr. Bahia Diaz has simply said was this. He said what I had said for 40 years. He said, if you're going to help heal the people, what you got to do is you got to tell them the truth. And the truth is that the body heals itself. So my job is not to try to heal a certain part of the body, but my job is to do what? Is to help the body heal itself. Whoa, that's powerful stuff. So 2 years ago, I found out about this company, Sankey, through my daughter, Dr. Helen Delahousse Clay. She said, "Dad, I know what you're all about. We've been to companies, we've been through this company, that company, we've been up, we've been down, but I found a company that's exactly what you are all about." She said, "Actually, I'm revisiting this company from years ago. I've known the lead person, and I'm taking another look at it. I want you to take a look at it with me because I believe this is it." And so for 40 years, I had prayed for a company like this. And guess what? For 40 years, Dr. Bahia Diaz had worked on these formulas, especially the first one that we call the Balage. He had worked on it for 40 years. And the Balage comes in sticks like these, these sachets, you simply rip, drop into water and drink it. And you've got over 14,000 billion, that's 14 trillion nanoparticles with antioxidant molecules going straight into the system. I mean, like straight through the blood-brain barrier and straight through the cell walls at the microcellular level. I'm talking about nano. Nano is a multi-million-dollar, almost billion-dollar technology that makes the ingredients so minuscule, so small that they can pass straight through the cell walls, straight into the brain to begin to rearrange and to begin to heal. They cause the blood to begin to flow because they touch the mitochondria. The mitochondria is inside of our body. 70% of all of our cells are mitochondria. Why? Because those are the energy cells. They are what build energy. You need energy for all of the processes of your body. This Dr. Bahia Diaz was a smart Nobel Prize winning kind of guy. Okay. That's the thought pattern that he had. He was many, many, many dozens and dozens and dozens of years ahead of his time, because now people are talking about the microbiome and epigenomics and dealing with the DNA in such a way that he was dealing with 40 years ago. Are y'all listening to me? 50 years ago almost. He was dealing with what they're now so uptight about today. Microbiome, the microbiome, the microbiome. He was dealing with that years ago. How to get the cells on the outside to communicate with the cells inside of your body, to tell them to send out just the right amount of healing. White cells, lymphocytes, phagocytes, leukocytes, lymphocytes, T cells, helper cells, natural killer cells, all of that immune system, that homeland security that God placed in our bodies that we don't even know about, that we're finally beginning to find out about by listening carefully to what the system is telling you. But this system inside of your body can destroy anything, anything. He knew that in the 30s, there was a gentleman by the name of Ilya Ilyich Metnikov that received the Nobel Prize in immunology, proving that the body makes a potentially hundreds of thousands of cancerous and viral cells every day just in the living processes. But that the immune system, if it's strong, will destroy all 100,000 of those possibly cancerous and viral cells if it's strong. But if it's weak, it can't. And the system uses that against you. They know that you're not going to eat right. What is eating right? What is the right stuff? Fruit, nuts, grains, and vegetables. Whoa, they know that. So they know that your immune system, instead of being up, it's going to be down. And if it's down, your only choice is to take a drug with many, 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 many side effects. You have no choice, because they know you're not going to do what it takes for your body to be in a position where it heals itself. But there are thousands, literally tens of thousands of people in the world who don't get sick. There are people who are living to be in excess of 100 years old. And Dr. Bahia Diaz realized that in Japan, there were many of those such people. And that's where these formulas started. That's where they began, based on longevity. So these products were put together to help you live a long time. These three formulas that I'm going to talk to you about in just a second here. But the bottom line is, one of them is again called the Belage, and the Belage is I'm going to get a box of it here. But we've got Belage, we've got Crenui, and we have Inner 7. And those three products are very, very powerful. I talk to you often about the Clean Sweep Colon Broom. You know, that's the one that God blessed me to design. Well, that's the one that literally will cause your, let's see, we've got the Crenui. We want to make sure that we let you see that too. But the bottom line is, I'm talking to the box right there on the chair. That these products, these formulas are all designed with a nanotechnology. Nanotechnology. Nano means that they're so minuscule that they get inside of the system, inside of the cells. Just 1 second here. 1 second, folks. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. We're trying to make sure we had everything in line for what we want to give to you. But the bottom line is, these formulas are designed to get straight into the system, to cause the blood to flow. Leviticus 17:11 tells us the life of the flesh is in the blood. When the blood flows, lots of things begin to happen. It takes more oxygen to the brain so you can think better. It takes more oxygen and more red blood cells and more nutrition to your nerves, so your nerves are settled and balanced. Okay, it causes the body to burn with thermogenesis. Thermogenesis is what the body needs in order to burn off excess and to give you the energy that you need for all the processes of the body. So there was the Belage, was the #1 product. that literally would go into the system and cause the system to begin to rearrange, cause the immune system to begin to explode with vitality. So it was even proven, this particular product was proven, listen to me, white paper, it was proven, scientific paper proven in vivo tests, that's with living subjects, to actually cause the immune system, in some cases, to rise up almost 65% in efficacy, to where it actually blocked and inhibited the growth of all viruses. I said all viruses, proven paper. No other company has a formula that has ever done this. It has been proven to literally block all viruses. That's influenza A, that's influenza B, that's gastroenteritis, that's even SARS. And SARS is the granddaddy of all the coronaviruses, COVID. All of them fall under that label of SARS. You're talking about acute respiratory syndrome, because these particular viruses are known to do what? They attack the throat. They cut off the ability to breathe. They knock off the oxygen, just like a wolf or a lion that's out on the hunt. When he attacks the animal, he grabs him where? The throat, because he cuts off his oxygen. And that's what this virus is. You might call it the panther or the leopard or the lion of the viruses, because that's what it does. It cuts off your breathing. Well, we've got a formula here that's called Belage that opens up the airways, that pulls and destroys these microbes and bacteria and viruses that are trying to attach themselves to your breathing apparatus. They cause them to dissolve, implode, to disintegrate. And by doing this, by doing what? Causing the immune system to fight the way it was designed to fight. So God's body is the ultimate healer. How do we know that? Even the vaccine that they're giving you now, I've been giving you for the last 70 years, 100 years, whatever, these vaccines were always said that they would do what? They would help the body to do what? Recognize the virus or whatever it was when it saw it again, and help build it to the point where it could. They're telling you, ultimately, your real help is your immune system. We are just medical experts, so we're going to help your immune system to work better. Duh. Do you think that Henry Ford needed your help and how to make that engine strong? No. And God doesn't need your help on how to make the immune system strong either. You've just got to learn how to stop destroying it. You've got to learn that these animal products, the non-Daniel diet, is what's killing you. All the sugar, all the fried stuff, okay? All of the sauces that are just crazy sweet and vinegary. All these things are destroying your health, destroying your immune system. But the Sankey formulas, starting with the Belage, 52 years in research and development it has been up to this point. Behind it was the Crenui. The Crenui was designed to give you the thermogenesis that caused the body to do what? Burn those fat. I call it burn and turn. It would burn up those fats, starches, and sugars and turn them into immediate energy. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And therefore, these starches, these caramelized fats would not get into your bloodstream. Instead, they would come out of the body. And therefore, your A1C, your sugar level would go down, your blood pressure would go down, your actual fat would begin to dissolve from the body. So the waistline would go in, and your energy level, your immune system, the circulation in your body would pick up. Your body would begin to hydrate. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? These are formulas so powerful that they have me excited. I know excitement when I see it. I know formulas. I prayed for these formulas for 40 years. That's right. I've been a part of them for the last 2 years. But 2 years ago was 40 years. And that's when I learned that Dr. Bahia Diaz had worked on these formulas for 40 years before he released the first one, which was the Belage. So if he was interested in money, he would have introduced them the second year that they were put together. Instead, it was 40 years of perfection, development, research, making them powerful before he allowed them to come out onto the market. They've been out on the market now for 12 years, 10 years overseas, and just 2 years in America. I became a part of this company when they were about to launch. It's what's called it's called Sankey Global USA. In other words, that's coming to the Americas, to all the islands, and from here, we're launching to the world. And God has blessed me. I always like to say he took this poor little colored boy from the projects and he did something with him. Sankey has over 2,500 doctors, but they needed someone that could help take the complexity of these products, the complexity of them, the biotechnology, the heavy stuff, and break it down to where the average individual could understand it without a whole lot of education. And therefore, they chose this poor little colored boy from the projects, okay, and they allowed me to become the medical director for Sankey Global USA. I thank God for that. I know that that's a powerful title, and I thank God for what he's done. But again, I'm bringing you formulas. Those of you who have known me for years and years and years know that I only deal with the right stuff. That's why our company is called The Right Stuff. We only bring you that which is best for you. One other formula to go along with the Belage, the Crenui, which helps to burn the fats, the sugars, the starches, lose the weight, get the blood pressure down, sugar level down. To go along with that is one called the Inner 7. The Inner 7 comes from the Okinawa Ocean. It's like 3.5 miles, 321 something meters below the ocean. And what you find there is all the anemone and the plankton and the living plants with all their antioxidants. They're down there, and the water is taken from there. It's purified and it's given to you in another little packet. Okay, I'm trying to see if I had one of those. But bottom line, it's another little sachet. And actually, in the mornings, you can take the Belage that's going to get that blood to flowing, give that body what's called an inner flush with the Inner 7 together. And what you've got is you've got a powerful elixir that's going to start your body. But the Inner 7 has all of the 60 minerals that the body needs, especially magnesium, calcium, the things that your body needs, especially the magnesium. And this helps the body to do what? Not but remineralize. Instead of demineralize, we're putting back in those necessary minerals that the body needs in order to be what it needs to be. So again, we're talking about formulas that help with the regulation of bowels, help with hormones, so forth, male and female. Are y'all getting me? It gives the body what it needs so the body can begin to beat. The mitochondria begin to beat. No longer are you sick and tired of being sick and tired. And all three of these formulas have what is called the nanotechnology. The nanotechnology. Look around and see how many other formulas out there have this. The World Health Organization says that if you want to be healthy, you're going to have to. I mean, they're admitting to you, and they wrap up and engulf the Heart Foundation, the Diabetes Society, arthritis, whatever you think of it. They are over all of them, and they say that you need a plant-based diet. First of all, that Daniel diet, you need a plant-based diet in order to be well, and then you need plant-based supplementation. These are truly plant-based, and they're alive because, again, they're done with what? Cold fermentation. 99% of the other companies are using heat, and heat does what? It destroys life. I hope y'all are listening to me. We're talking about the right stuff, and the right stuff is Sankey, the Sankey formulas. You can call us at 901-425-2273 to find out about these formulas. 901-425-2273. You can text us at 913-363-FOOD, 363-3663. Or you can go to our website, which is www.rightstuffhealth.com. You can see all four of our formulas. You can actually see powerful MGM style videos on these formulas, short videos, minute, 2 minutes at the most, giving you the powerful efficacy of these one-of-a-kind formulas. They don't exist anywhere out there. I can say that without equivocation. No one has what we have. It took 52 years of research and development to get it to where they are right now. Who else is going to do that? Who's going to put the multiple millions of dollars into this kind of research? Who has time to do it? Who would even do it for the sake of healing instead of for making the money? I don't know if y'all listen to what I'm saying. Sankey, S-A-N-K-I, formulated formulas, over 52 years in research and development with formulas that are designed not to heal, but to help your body to heal itself. And not only that, but I have to say this too, for those of you who are looking, especially at this time when millions and millions of people have lost jobs in the last 2 years, those jobs are not coming back. these companies have used this they've seized this opportunity to cut back on their upline. In other words, they cut out their bottom line by getting rid of people and hiring new people to come in at minimum wage. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Those jobs are not coming back. What are you going to do? You're at home because of the COVID, and it ain't going nowhere. I interviewed a gentleman, and we'll talk about him in the upcoming editions 2 years ago when this thing was just getting started. He said, it ain't going nowhere. He said, these kind of pandemics last 3 to 4 years. You go back in the early part of our century, and the pandemic lasts almost 4 years, 3 to 4 years. And it's going to be the same thing here. He told us that 2 years ago. And now we're into the 2-year span, and they're telling us it ain't going nowhere. Are you listening to what I'm saying? There are those of you who will bring you the right stuff. And that's the kind of thing that we bring you, the right stuff. So we're talking about the Sankey formulas. You can call us at 901-425-2273, 913-363-3663. Website is www.rightstuffhealth.com. And you can also text us, you can email us at info@rightstuffhealth.com. But I was coming to the part where I want to just tell you that these formulas are so powerful that you can actually receive a shinka. I'm going to show you the shinka here in just a second. But a shinka, once you become a part of this corporation, you don't have to necessarily become a distributor. You become a distributor because you get a wonderful 60% increase in what you can make when individuals use this. But you take your phone, and it's got something on it called the Sankey Share app. And when you become a partner with me, you'll be able to send these out. These are called Shinkas, and they contain a 4-day supply of both the Balaj and the Quinui. And I'm going to show you both of those right here. You get a 4-day supply of these two. All right. So you've got the Balaj and you've got the Quinui. You get a 4-day supply of these two powerful products for free. All you have to do as a distributor is simply tap your Share app, your Sankey Share app, and you can send thousands and thousands of these 4-day supplies to anyone you'd like to send them to. Are you listening to me? The company is going to take care of the shipping. They're going to take care of everything. All you have to do is pay just a slight shipping fee. But the cost of the formulas are going to be sent and taken upon by Sankey themselves. You can send hundreds, thousands of people free samples. And all they have to do is pay for the shipping, not you. They will pay for their own shipping, okay, which is just a small fee. But they'll get these expensive, powerful, well-researched and developed formulas. They get them for free. Are you listening to me? And when they get these formulas, one day of doing what I'm doing here is drinking the Balaj and or the Quinui and the Inner 7, they're going to feel good, and they're going to call you up and say, I want the formula. So again, give me a call, Dr. Franco Taylor, and we'll tell you more about these formulations that you give away free and you make money. You get 3 customers and the company will give you 2 boxes free. Every time you get 3 customers, not distributors, but customers, they'll give you 2 boxes free. That's over $128, almost $130 worth. So now, not only are you getting a 60% retail value, you're getting 100%. Call me, Dr. Franco Taylor, at 901-425-2273, 901-425-2273, 913-363-FOOD, 913-363-FOOD. Dr. Franco Taylor saying until next week, same time, same station. Use the right stuff. Call me and we'll tell you how. Thank you, and may God bless.